Hey, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're talking about online banks in Canada. There are a bunch of them out there. They're all trying to get you to move your money over to them from the big banks. We're going to compare what makes each online bank more attractive. Our main focus will be on the non-existence of fees, the best high-interest savings accounts, and any other features that stand out. For this video, I'm going to compare EQ Bank, Koho, Neo, Wealthsimple, Tangerine, and Simplii. So first thing I'm going to talk about is the ATM use. The great thing about the big banks is that there are lots and lots of ATMs all around the city. So wherever you are, you won't have to look too far to find an ATM for one of the big banks. When you're going completely online, if you need to use an ATM to withdraw money, obviously your concern is, well, how do I do that? Let's start with Tangerine and Simplii. So they do provide free ATM use. Since both of these online banks are subsidiaries of big banks in Canada, they allow free ATM use. So Tangerine is a subsidiary of Scotiabank, so you're able to withdraw money for free from Scotiabank ATMs. And Simplii is a subsidiary of CIBC, so you're able to withdraw money from CIBC ATMs as well. We look at EQ Bank, and EQ Bank also allows free ATM use. However, it is not affiliated with any of the traditional big 5 or 6 banks. It is actually affiliated with the 7th largest bank in Canada, Equitable Bank. The great thing about EQ Bank is that although they do not have their own ATMs, they will reimburse you within 10 business days of any ATM fees you will get from withdrawing at any ATM in Canada, which I think is very great for anyone who is looking to completely switch over and get rid of bank fees and earn high interest on their money. I think that's a very, very attractive feature, that you're not just limited to certain ATMs. You can use any ATM with any bank, and you know that the fees will get reimbursed within 10 business days by EQ Bank. So out of all the online banks in terms of ATM use, EQ Bank takes a cake. Of course, you have to wait those 10 business days, but they do reimburse you. Neo, Koho, and Wealthsimple, although there are ATMs that they're partnered with, it will probably not be as prevalent as the big banks when you're looking to withdraw cash. So now let's talk about savings interest rates. Okay, so the interest rates that I've included here, they are not promotional rates. They're the standard high interest rate offered without you bringing over your direct deposit or anything like that. With Simplii Financial, it is absolutely dreadful at 0.04%. Like, that is very shameful for an online bank in Canada. I'm sorry I even included it in this. Then we have Tangerine at the next lowest at 0.7%. And then we have EQ Bank at 2.5%. The 2.5% actually jumps to 4% when you transfer your payroll, I believe. I left it at 2.5% because not everyone's going to completely move all their money over there. 2.5% without doing that is pretty good if you ask me. And then we'll talk about Wealthsimple, which is 4%, but it's a checking account, not a savings account, but I guess you can use it however way you want. So I guess, 4% is very attractive. It's probably right up there at the top. Neo is also 4%. Koho is 5%. But we'll talk about the fees in a second. So in terms of fees, all these online banking platforms offer no fees except for Koho, which you start at $4 a month, and there's higher plans as well. That's why you get the 5% with them. I don't know how I feel about that. I haven't really tested it out. Now let's talk about accounts. So with EQ Bank has a really great feature. You can open up to 5 different personal or savings accounts. So that's a combination of checking and savings. And that's a great thing. Obviously there's no fees with any of this. You could really split up your different savings goals, which is a very, very positive feature. It also offers 3% interest in your TFSA, FHSA, or RRSP, which is really good because you're paying tax on all the savings interest rates. You're paying taxes on that. So if you have a large amount of money, you're paying taxes on that. So if you can get it into your TFSA, that's probably the best thing to do. As far as the other online banks, you have Neo and Koho have checking and savings accounts. Tangerine and Simplii also have checking and savings accounts. Wealthsimple is just a checking or spend account, or it's called Wealthsimple Cash. EQ Bank, Neo, Koho, and Wealthsimple all offer a cash card, what's called a cash card or a spend card, which acts just like a debit card. The difference from traditional debit cards for those 4, so Tangerine and Simplii, obviously you get a debit card. They're owned by 2 of the big banks. It's much more traditional. You have a checking and savings account. You do not get any special perks really from the debit cards, whereas EQ Bank, Neo, and Koho provide additional perks on top. So EQ Bank gives you 0.5% cash back on purchases. Neo provides you 2.25% interest on your checking account, and you get 4% on your savings account. You get up to 5% cash back at their retail partners, and you get 1% cash back on gas and groceries. Koho, this is for the $4 plan, the cheapest plan. It comes with the feature of helping you build your credit on a debit card. It has a connected smart budgeting app. It gives you 1% cash back on gas, groceries, transportation, food, and drinks. And this is for the base plan. And finally, you have Wealthsimple, which you probably already know this, but the benefit of having your checking account or savings account with Wealthsimple is you have your investments and your taxes all in one app. So you don't have to have multiple different apps to track your savings. So that's just a very high level overview of the online banks in Canada. All of these banks are CDIC insured up to $100,000, just like the big banks in Canada as well. So the benefit of these online banks is that you don't necessarily have to continue to pay $10 to $20 of fees every single month while earning minimal interest on your money. There are better options out there, but I just wanted to highlight what exists. So just an FYI, I'll be reviewing a few of these banks individually and going into a lot more detail, so stay tuned for that. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, be sure to drop a like if you did, and subscribe for more personal finance content. And I'll see you in the next one.